They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl.
It was supposed to be her moment. The cameras were rolling, the crowd packed the arena, and the lights had never been brighter. In the absence of Caitlin Clark, all eyes were on Angel Reese. The WNBA had cleared the stage, moved the game to the largest arena in the league, and handed her the spotlight. But what unfolded on that Saturday night at the United Center was not a coronation, it was a collapse. A brutal public unraveling of hype, swagger, and confidence that left fans stunned, analysts speechless, and Angel Reese walking off the court with 4 points and a spotlight she could no longer hide under. This is the story of Angel Reese's most embarrassing performance, and how it didn't just expose a player, but revealed a truth the WNBA has been avoiding since the season tipped off. You can't manufacture a star. The lights will always tell the truth. Let's rewind. From the moment Angel Reese entered the WNBA, she brought with her a tidal wave of confidence and cultural buzz. Nicknamed Bayou Barbie, she wasn't just a player, she was a brand. Social media loved her. Interviews spotlighted her. Endorsement deals lined up. She was vocal, unapologetic, and proudly claimed a place at the top. She made it clear, she wasn't just here to play ball, she was here to dominate. She was here to change the game, but the scoreboard doesn't care about branding, and as fate would have it, the WNBA's most viral new player found herself locked in a rivalry with the most watched, Caitlin Clark. Their collegiate feud had already fueled one of the most talked about NCAA tournaments in recent history. Now the league was betting on that same energy to carry over into professional play. And so far, it had. Every game involving Clark drew massive attention. Sellout crowds, record-breaking viewership, celebrities courtside. Angel Reese wanted that, she said so herself in interviews. This wasn't about one player. This was about her, too. She told the world she was part of the reason people were tuning in. That she deserved the spotlight just as much as Clark. That her presence meant tickets sold, jerseys flew off the shelves, and arenas filled up. But numbers don't lie. The first cracks in that narrative began to show when the Indiana Fever, Clark's team, announced that their star guard would be sitting out due to a quad injury. Suddenly, a matchup that had been hyped as the showdown of the summer lost its headliner, and that's when the real story began. Ticket prices for the game at the United Center fell off a cliff. What had been a premium seat selling for hundreds, just days before was now available for $3, less than a gas station snack. Social media was ablaze with jokes. Fans posted screenshots of ticket apps, laughing at how cheap it had become to see the star play. The same fans Angel Reese insisted were there to see her had just decided she wasn't worth the price of a latte. But that wasn't the worst of it. When the game finally tipped off and the cameras zoomed in, the stage was set for Angel Reese to prove her doubters wrong. This was her chance to silence the critics, to show the world she could carry a team, carry the league, and carry the spotlight, all by herself. Instead, she disappeared. Reese played 27 minutes and scored just 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting. 2 of those shots were point-blank layups, missed. Another was violently blocked. The rest clanked off the rim like bricks from a second-story window. On the biggest night of her career, Angel Reese delivered the worst game of her life, and everyone saw it. The game wasn't close. The Indiana Fever, without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, and without their head coach, crushed the Chicago Sky by 27 points. And the person who was supposed to rise to the occasion crumbled under it. Commentators called it a disaster class. Fans walked out early. CBS, who had cleared its primetime Saturday night programming for a rare national WNBA broadcast, had aired a meltdown in real time. And for Angel Reese, there was no hiding. The replays showed every missed shot, every frustrated headshake, every moment she seemed out of place and overwhelmed. But here's what made it all worse. She had spent the day before the game on social media, showing off her outfit. A pre-game runway, matching gloves, matching boots, a designer jacket, all color coordinated, every detail flawless. She had the look, but not the game. And the internet noticed. Fans weren't just talking about the missed shots. They were talking about priorities. "Does she spend more time on her outfits than her jump shot?" one tweet read. "Bayou Barbie more concerned with the Barbie than the basketball," another said. Even Chicago Sky fans, who had once rallied around her personality and energy, were turning. This wasn't just a bad game, it was a pattern, because this wasn't the first time the Indiana Fever had embarrassed Angel Reese. Flashback to May 17th. The Fever beat the Sky by 35 points in one of the most lopsided games of the season. In that matchup, Angel Reese tried to get physical with Clark. She bumped her, shoved her, talked trash. It didn't matter. The Fever responded by blowing the doors off the Sky, and Clark humiliated Reese with her play. In that game, cameras caught Reese visibly frustrated again. Jersey untucked, stomping around the court, arguing with officials. It was the same story. She brought the drama. The Fever brought the win, and now, in their rematch, the Fever did it again. Only this time, without Clark. So the question became, if Angel Reese isn't performing when Clark is there, and isn't performing when she's not, then when does she perform? The numbers are damning. Reese is currently averaging fewer points per game than Clark is averaging assists. Let that sink in. The player who called herself, "The reason why we're watching women's basketball is scoring less than her rival is passing." This isn't just a cold streak. It's a reality check. The Fever, for their part, looked like a professional team on a mission. Veteran guard Kelsey Mitchell led the way with 17 points. Arie McDonald, signed to a hardship contract, lit it up from deep and played like an all-star. Aaliyah Boston dominated inside. Natasha Howard added firepower. And the team moved the ball like a symphony. 20 assists on 27 made baskets. They didn't just win, they humiliated, and all without their head coach. Assistant Austin Kelly stepped in and coached the game like he'd been preparing for this moment his entire life. His post-game speech was calm, calculated, and filled with praise for the team's defense, hustle, and execution. The Fever were focused, organized, efficient. The Sky, they were lost. No player on Chicago scored in double figures. They finished with just 52 points, the lowest total for the franchise since 2011. Their offense was chaotic, their defense non-existent, and their supposed leader played like a rookie and over her head. And this is where the story shifts, because Angel Reese didn't just lose a basketball game. She lost the narrative. She lost the comparison. She lost the illusion that she belonged in the same breath as Caitlin Clark. And Clark, she didn't have to say a word. She watched it all unfold from the sidelines, resting her injured quad. But her presence loomed over everything. Her absence only made the point louder. Because what we saw at the United Center wasn't just Angel Reese exposed, it was Caitlin Clark's impact confirmed. The Fever won without her, but the league lost without her. Ticket prices collapsed when Clark was ruled out. Social media interest plummeted. Fans stopped caring. The Chicago Sky thought they were selling a rivalry. But the public wasn't interested in Reese. They were interested in Clark. This isn't personal. It's reality. It's what the numbers say. Caitlin Clark is the draw, the face, the future. Angel Reese is the echo. Now, will Reese recover? Maybe. She's still young, still raw, still full of potential. But if she wants to be taken seriously, if she wants to be remembered as anything, more than a viral moment, then the work has to start now. Because the league doesn't need more personality. It needs production. You don't earn the spotlight. You don't inherit it. You take it. You own it. And on the biggest night of her career, Angel Reese let it slip through her fingers. She brought the boots. She brought the hat. She brought the walk. But she didn't bring the game. And in the WNBA, that's all that matters. The next time Angel Reese steps onto the court, there will be questions. There will be pressure. There will be eyes. And she will have to answer all of them without her outfits, her quotes, or her brand. Because after what we all just witnessed at the United Center, one thing is clear. The game is the only thing that speaks. And right now, it's not saying Angel Reese.